जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रज रञ्जना यमुनातीरावनचारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Vishnupada Paramam ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत एवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजक भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज अनंत कोटि वैष्णव नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन की नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगामय की यमुनामय की भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की शिल प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन मैराथन की समवेत भक्त वृंद की all glories to assembly devotees, all glories to assembly devotees, all glories to assembly devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. So, someone can translate. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudhirayet. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 1, Text number 7. It is written in prose, so I will decide. You can repeat after me. Ataha Bhagavan Adideva Etasya Gunavisargasya Paribrahma Mana Nu Dhyana Vyavasita Sakala Jagad Abhipraya Atmayonir Akhila Nigama Nijagana Parishevit Pariveshitah Svabhavanad Avatatara Ataha Bhagavan Adideva Etasya Gunavisargasya Paribrahmana Anudhyana Vyavasita Sakala Jagat Abhipraya Atmayonir Akhila Nigama Nijagana Pariveshtitah Swabhavanad Avatatara. Someone can decide. अतः भगवान् आदिदेवा एतस्य गुणवितसर्गस्य परिब्रह्मण अनुध्यान व्यवसित सकल जगत अनिप्राय आत्मयोनिर अखिल निगम निजगण परिवेष्टितः स्वभवनाद अवततार. Anyone else like to recite? Vaishnavis? Anyone would like to recite? Okay. Synonyms, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Atha, thus, ha, indeed, Bhagavan, the most powerful, Adi Devaha, the first demigod, Etasya, of this universe, Guna Visargasya, the creation of the three modes of material nature, Paribrahmana, the welfare, Anudhyana, always thinking of, Vyavasita, known, Sakala, whole, Jagat, of the universe, Abhiprayaha, by whom the ultimate purpose, Atma, the Supreme Self, Yonihi, was source of birth, Akhila, all, Nigama, by the Vedas, Nijagana, by personal associates, Pariveshtitaha, being surrounded, Swabhavanad, from his own abode, Avatatara, descended. Translation. Sri Shukadeva Goswami continued, the first created being and most powerful demigod in this universe is Lord Brahma, who is always responsible for developing universal affairs. Born directly from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he dedicates his activities to the welfare of the entire universe, for he knows the purpose of the universal creation. This supremely powerful Lord Brahma, accompanied by his associates and the personified Vedas, left his own abode in the highest planetary system and descended to the place of Prince Priyavrata's meditation. Purport. Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Self Atma, is the source of everything. As explained in the Vedanta Sutra, Janmadi Asya Yataha. Because Brahma was born directly from Lord Vishnu, he is called Atma Yoni. He is also called Bhagavan, although generally Bhagavan refers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu or Lord Krishna. Sometimes great personalities such as demigods like Lord Brahma, Narada, Lord Shiva are also addressed as Bhagavan because they carry out the purpose of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Brahma is called Bhagavan because he is the secondary creator of this universe. He is always thinking of how to improve the situation of the conditioned souls who have come to the material world to enjoy material activities. For this reason, he disseminates the Vedic knowledge throughout the universe for everyone's guidance. Vedic knowledge is divided into two parts, Pravritti Marga and Nivritti Marga. Nivritti Marga is the path of negating sense enjoyment, and Pravritti Marga is the path by which the living entities are given a chance to enjoy and at the same time are directed in such a way that they can go back home, back to Godhead. Because ruling over this universe is a great responsibility, Brahma must force many Manus in different ages to take charge of universal affairs. Under each Manu, there are different kings who also execute the purpose of Lord Brahma. It is understood from previous explanations that the father of Dhruva Maharaj, King Uttanapad, ruled over the universe because his elder brother Priyavrata practiced austerity from the very beginning of his life. Thus, up to the point of the Prachetas, the kings of the universe were all descendants of Uttanapad Maharaj. Since there were no suitable kings after the Prachetas, Swayambhu Manu went to the Gandhamadana hill to bring back his eldest son Priyavrata, who was meditating there. Swayambhu Manu requested Priyavrata to rule over the universe. When he refused, Lord Brahma descended from the supreme planetary system known as Satyaloka to request Priyavrata to accept the order. Lord Brahma did not come alone. He came with other great sages like Marichi, Atreya, and Vasishta to convince Priyavrata that it was necessary for him to follow the Vedic injunctions and accepting the responsibility of ruling over the world. Lord Brahma also brought with him the personified Vedas, his constant associates. A significant word in this verse is Swabhavanat, indicating that Lord Brahma descended from his own abode. Every demigod has his own abode. Indra, the king of the demigods, has his own abode, as do Chandra, the lord of the moon planet, and Surya, the predominating deity of the sun planet. There are many millions of demigods, and the stars and planets are there, their respective homes. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Yanti Deva Vrata Devan. Those who worship the demigods go to their different planetary systems. Lord Brahma's abode, the highest planetary system, is called Satyaloka or sometimes Brahmaloka. Brahmaloka usually refers to the spiritual world. The abode of Lord Brahma is Satyaloka, but because Lord Brahma resides there, it is also sometimes called Brahma Loka. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरू श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सागणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तु ते तप्तकाञ्चना गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनीश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमावो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone for this morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today we are discussing one episode from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, first chapter. It is discussing about Priyavrata Maharaj. He was a great Rajarshi. He was from first Manvantara. He was the son of Swayambhu Manu. So that is the story of his story is being narrated in this section. So Swayambhu Manu, like like Lord Vishnu, he was lying on Garbhodaka ocean. From his navel, a lotus sprouts. From that lotus, on top of that lotus, a first living born, a first living being comes. He is called as Brahma, right? So Brahmaji he only created all these, empowered by Lord Vishnu. Brahmaji has created all these 14 planetary systems in this world. So he knows where is what, and he only created different bodies for different living entities based on their past karma and past desires. And these different living entities, they are given different planets based on their desires. So Brahma is like universal manager of these 14 planetary systems. He was the original, he was like creator empowered by Lord Vishnu. By empowering, coming from Lord Vishnu, he is creating all these things. And he has a son, first son is called as Swayambhuva Manu. He has many other sons. So Swayambhu Manu one, from where all the human beings have come. So Swayambhu Manu, he had two sons, Priyavrata and Uttanapada. So out of them, the first son, Priyavrata story is being narrated here. Priyavrata Maharaj, as mentioned, from his birth onwards, he was very much detached person. He also wanted to, like, is detached. In the purport Prabhupada is mentioning, there are two margas in this world to achieve the Lord. Vedic knowledge is divided into two knowledge: Pravritti Marga, Nivritti Marga. So what is Pravritti Marga? What is Nivritti Marga? So Nivritti Marga means the path by which one renounces all the enjoyment in this world and try to achieve the self. So that is called as Nivritti Marga. What is Pravritti Marga? Pravritti Marga means one is in this world, is enjoying these comforts of this world, practicing dharma. At the same time, they are cultivating little spiritual knowledge. So both Pravritti Marga and Nivritti Marga is there. So both paths are established by Vedic knowledge. So Priyavrata Maharaj, he was inclined to more Nivritti Marga. He wanted to perform, he wanted to renounce, and he wanted to like develop self-realization. So seeing his nature, although he is elder brother, although he is elder son, seeing that he is not inclined to rule, Swayambhu Manu allowed him to perform tapasya. So he made his younger son Uttanapada to rule the world. So Uttanapada was ruling, and his descendants, they were also ruling. Dhruva Maharaj, Prithu Maharaj, Pracheta, Prachin Parshi, all these great Rajarshis, they have come and they rule. But after Prachetas, there was a son called Daksha. He was born and he went to perform tapasya. So, but Prachetas also retired. So there was no king to rule in that situation. So, but Priyavrata Maharaj at the same time, he was completely being trained by Narada Muni. Narada Muni is the devotional guru. He is completely trained in devotion. So, Priyavrata Maharaj practicing devotional service and very nicely realizing himself is completely relishing. So, it is like one of the question that previously it was mentioned that Priyavrata Maharaj, although he was trained early by Narada Muni, but still he came to he came to material, like he came to rule the kingdom and entered into Grihastha life. And then afterwards again he retired. So one of the question that Parikshit Maharaj asked is that, how is it that the person who is trained by Narada Muni and who is relishing Krishna's lotus feet, how is he able to again give that up and take to path of this material affairs, like ruling the kingdom and all? Why? Because if someone practices devotional service nicely, if he develops the taste, he doesn't want to leave the devotional service because there is a lot of happiness in that. Kulashekharalvar, he says, Sarasi janayane sashanku chakre murabidi maviram swachitarantum sukataram param na jatu jane haricharana smaranamrutena tulyam. He says, if someone worships Lord Vishnu, who has this lotus eyes, Sashanku with Shanka and Chakra, I don't want to deviate my mind to any other place. And he says, Sukataram aparam najatu jane. I don't see any happiness anywhere else other than meditating the lotus feet of the Lord. Sukataram aparam najatu jane. Hari charana smarana amrutena tulyam. Remembrance of Lord's lotus feet is compared to amruta, and it is so nectarian. So I don't find any other bliss, happiness than other than meditating on Lord Vishnu's lotus feet, performing devotional service. Many people experience, like if they come together, chant together, perform kirtan, take darshan. All these are very, very blissful activities. So direct process of devotional service is always blissful. So he is enjoying such a blissful, happy devotional life. So therefore, but here his father Swayambhu Manu, seeing that there was no king to rule, because ultimately the purpose of king, yesterday Vardha Krishna Prabhu very nicely delineating the different duties of king, that how the responsibility of king is also to see all the citizens, they are performing their varnashrama duties, and also they are developing bhakti towards the Lord. So that is also one of the purpose of the king. But if there is no suitable king, all these dharmas will get lost in due course of time. So one of the concerns for all the universal administrators is that there should be a proper successor. There should be a proper king who upholds all the varnashrama dharma and also who supports all the people to advance in their spiritual life by supporting devotional service and all these things. So seeing that if there is no proper king, then the world may go into adharma. So Swayambhu Manu, he wanted Priyavrata Maharaj to rule. But Priyavrata Maharaj and Swayambhu Manu himself can rule, but Swayambhu Manu is also considering himself to perform devotional service. He also, like he is also, I am also getting old, so I want to perform devotional service and I want to perfect my life. So he doesn't want to take in charge. So Priyavrata Maharaj is requesting. There is a now competition between two persons who want to, you take in charge of ruling. I don't want this kingdom. Like in this world, everyone is fighting with each other, right? For what? I want this kingdom. There are huge wars going on across the world. Why? Because I want power control. So, but here are two persons who are saying, I don't want kingdom, I want my time to perform devotional service. That is a competition that is going on. So here Narada Muni on the other hand is guiding him to perform devotional service, but on the other hand Swayambhu Manu wanted Priyavrata Maharaj to rule the kingdom. So actually if we compare Varnashrama dharma and direct process of devotional service, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for the people, like the direct process of devotional service is considered like that is the best process. Even Prahlad Maharaj says, what is the best thing you have learned from your Guru. That time Prahlad Maharaj says, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atma Nivedanam Iti Pumsarpita Iti Pumsarpita Vishnu Bhaktischain Navalakshana Kriyeta Bhagavati Yadda Tanmanye Adhitamuttam. If someone performs all these direct process of devotional service to Lord Vishnu, that I consider as a best learning. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, while hearing from Ramananda Rai, he says, he asks several questions to Ramananda Rai. What is the goal of Vedic literature? You let me know. So Ramananda Rai keeps on telling some things, and he tells Varnashrama. Then Varnashrama, it is okay, Lord Chaitanya says, but still it is eho bahya, it is external. Aage kahar. You tell more, like that he says. Then when Ramananda Rai, he says that hearing about the Lord, that is the conclusion of the Vedic scriptures, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu agrees. So the basic, like the Shravana Kirtana, the 9 process of devotional service, that is always considered as Uttama. One time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to one place, and there he was discussing with some people, and he asked, what do you think the conclusion of the Vedas? And they also suggested that Varnashrama Dharma is the conclusion, and while doing Varnashrama, one should dedicate their activities to Vishnu. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told that like Navaveda Bhakti is the ultimate conclusion of the Vedas. That is the ultimate conclusion. Like that he told. But Navaveda Bhakti, to practice that, that also like suitable faith needs to be required. So therefore, this Varnashrama system is also there. Most of the people needs to follow this Varnashrama Dharma. So here especially Priyavrata Maharaj, he has this adhikar to perform devotional service. So therefore, like many times the question will come, if everyone takes to that path, who will rule the kingdom? But actually, the adhikar, bhakti adhikaris are very, very little. So therefore, who has faith in this bhakti process, they are very, very minute percentage. So when they had that qualification, they should be allowed to perform devotional service. So Priyavrata Maharaj, having that qualification, he wanted to perform. But here to manage the situation, so for the both parties, the Lord Brahma is arriving. Brahma is coming and asking Priyavrata Maharaj to take charge of this universal affair. So basically, Brahma, he says that it is a desire of the Lord. Only guided by the desire of the Lord, I am coming and directing you. Don't think I am engaging you in these affairs. So it was mentioned by Acharyas that why, like when someone is worshipping the Lord, why Lord is putting obstacle. So there are like 2 kinds of obstacles that may come while practicing devotional service. One is like if someone commits an offense, that may act like an obstacle. So he may has to suffer for a long time, and after something again he may come back to devotional service. But sometimes the Lord himself may put some obstacle by his will. So Priyavrata Maharaj's case is that by Lord's will he is engaging. He is engaging in ruling the kingdom. But don't think that Priyavrata Maharaj, although he is ruling, he has not lost his status. He is a great devotee even while ruling. There may be some, like people who have surrendered to the Lord, although sometimes there may be some obstacle, or sometimes there may be some delay, but their position is never lost. They are still great. They are to be considered as a great personalities. So Priyavrata Maharaj is such a case. He is a great Mahatma devotee, although he is engaged in ruling the kingdom, entered into Grihastha life. So he is such a great person. That is a point. And Brahmaji basically, so whenever we are seeing that in this universal affairs, everywhere the dharma needs to be maintained, and whenever there is disturbance in the dharma, all the devatas or many other people, they approach Brahma again and again. So Brahma will come again and again to resolve the issues, right? Management, there is a principle called as crisis management, right? So they will be there overseeing everything, but wherever there is crisis, they will go and address the issue. So like that, here now there is no king, so there is crisis here. So therefore, Brahma himself is coming from his own abode to resolve the issue. So that is being mentioned. So Prabhupada is commenting about Brahma is called as Bhagavan. Sometimes great personalities, they are also called as Bhagavan because they are executing the will of the Lord with their opulences. So Brahma, Shiva, Narada, sometimes they are also called as Bhagavan because they are executing the Lord's will in guiding Vedic knowledge. So because to convince Priyavrata Maharaj, Brahmaji is coming from his own abode, Swabhavanat. Prabhupada is also commenting that Brahmaji also has his own abode in Brahmaloka. So there are 14 planetary systems where we are residing in 7th planetary system. Below us there are 7 lower planetary system. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala. These are the 7 lower planetary systems. Above us there is a Bhuvarloka, then Swargaloka. Above Swargaloka there are 4 more lokas. Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapoloka, Brahmaloka. Brahmaji is coming from that Brahmaloka. All the different controllers in this universal affair, all the devatas who are controlling different aspects of this world, they also have their own different abodes. Like Prabhupada is saying, Sun God is residing in the planet Sun, Moon God is residing in the planet Moon. So like that, different devatas, they have their own different abodes. Brahmaji has his own abode. So that's what Gita is also saying. Yanti Deva Vrata Devan. If someone worships a devata, they will go to these devatas' planets. Yanti Madhyaji Nopimam. But if someone worships me, they will come to me. Who is saying this? Lord Krishna. So Krishna has his own abode. If devatas, if we have as an ordinary human beings, we also have our own abodes, right? We all have our own home or this planet we are living. We have our own abode, and all the devatas who are controlling universal affairs, they have their own abode. Brahmaji, who is managing this universal affairs, if he has his own abode, the Supreme Lord who is controlling above everyone, he will have his own abodes, right? So Lord is residing in Vaikuntha Lokas, Goloka, there he is residing. And if someone worships Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, they will go to his place. Yanti Madhyaji Nopima. If someone worships me, they will come to me. So like that Lord Krishna says. So like that here, in this episode we are seeing that Brahmaji is coming and trying to convince Priyavrata Maharaj to take up these activities. So Brahmaji basically, he says that don't think that I am interrupting your bhakti. I am only, everyone is directed by the will of the Lord. I am also directed by the will of the Lord. From his own will, I am only coming and engaging you. Don't underestimate the power of the Lord. The power of the Lord is such that he may deliver a person who is engaged in all the affairs, in all the management things. If he is under the will of the Lord, if he is practicing devotional service under his guidance, and although managing everything, he may deliver him quickly, and he may not deliver many other persons for a long time. So don't underestimate the power. Lord can do anything. So here the Lord wanted to show through Priyavrata Maharaj that if someone follows higher his respected elders in their direction, like basically the elders also should be guided by Guru Parampara. Here Brahmaji is acting like a Guru. So under the direction of Guru, who is also connected to Krishna, someone follows them, then the Lord will always protects them. So in this way, like Brahmaji is saying that you cannot disobey the will of the Lord. It is Lord's plan that I am informing you. and no one in this whole world, no one is able to avoid the order of the Lord. Everyone in this world, if they try to avoid the order of the Lord, they are bound by the laws of nature, Maya, three modes of material nature. So in this way, everyone is bound in this world. Like if someone doesn't follow Vedic literature, then ordinary laws they will bound him. If someone says, I don't care for Vedas, I will live according to my life enjoyment, then that over the period of time, that enjoyment will give the results, its results, and he will be caught up. So someone like they need to be guided by Vedic literature. But the Vedic literature also gives so many duties. Those duties are also coming from the Lord. So no one can avoid in this world following the will of the Lord, following the order of the Lord. So therefore, you can also follow the will, and you need not worry about entering into these affairs of ruling the kingdom, because you control your senses. A person who has controlled his senses, although he may enter anywhere, he can live very happily. But on the other hand, if he doesn't control your senses, although you may live in the forest, but still you will be harassed by your senses. So therefore, you need not worry, because you are controlled. And more or less, Priyavrata Maharaj is blessed by Brahma and the Lord. So therefore, you will easily able to cross over this world. And later, after performing these duties, you can take up to bhakti. So like that, Brahmaji in brief, he tries to convince Priyavrata Maharaj. And Priyavrata Maharaj, Narada Muni and Swayambhu Manu, both of them also accepts, because for both of them Brahmaji is Guru. Both of them is like father. So both of them agree. So therefore Priyavrata Maharaj also very respectfully accepts the proposal of Brahmaji. And Narada Muni also agrees, although he had different opinion. Now after Brahmaji is telling, he is also very respectful. So in this way, Priyavrata Maharaj has entered into family life. He has entered into ruling the kingdom. But it was mentioned that although he was doing all these affairs, his greatness was not reduced as a Mahatma. He was always worshipping the Lord and at the same time performing the duties. And he was glorified in that way. So later on, he performed very, very huge Herculean tasks, like providing light in parallel to the sun god. Because of him only, so many islands have formed in this Bhuvarsha. That will come later in that, because of that discussion that will come. So, but at the finally, after a long time, it was mentioned that still after some time, he realized that, oh, I was happily performing my devotional service, but now I was caught up in all these affairs. So therefore, in that way, he kind of developed renunciation, and after some time, he gave up these affairs and again practiced devotional service and again attained the perfection. Finally, he has achieved the Lord. So the Lord in this episode, through Brahmaji, all these things, he was mentioning that the devotees who are under the guidance of their Guru, following those instructions, although there may be some obstacle, ultimately they will achieve the perfection. So that is the story of Priyavrata Maharaj here in brief, where he practiced devotional service and entered into managing all the universal kingdom, but still maintained his consciousness, worshipped the Lord, and finally detached and performed devotional service and achieved the Lord. So in this way, Priyavrata Maharaj story is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. So I will stop here. If anyone has any quick questions or comments, let them know. Otherwise, we'll end here. Okay, so if there are no questions and discussions, Vandara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.